Okay, we're here at the IAS meeting in Amsterdam, and we're here with Millicent Atujuna, who is with the Desmond Tutu HIV Center in Cape Town, South Africa. You're honored with the as a Cypher grant awardee, and we want to first of all explain what the Cypher grants are.
So just to begin, Cypher really stands for the Collaborative Initiative for Pediatric HIV Education and Research. And the focus largely is on adolescent work, but as well as obviously infants. This is hugely competitive grant where people around the world, around the globe, apply for these grants. And of course, it goes through a process of evaluation and review, and the successful candidates get it. So I'm very excited that I'm here.
You're one of the top cream de la creme, so to speak. But it is good that you're here to explain. And so tell us about your work and your facility that you're working in.
So I'm a social behavior scientist at the Desmond Tutu HIV Center, HIV Foundation, you may call it that as well. I'm also the head of the social behavior division. Our work largely really aims to link the community and clinical work. And of course, we are the bridge that does that. For this particular grant, I will be exploring the role of poverty and its impact on adolescent adherence and retention in care, and also to sort of begin to look at direction for structural interventions that are so much needed for this particular group. So I will be based at the work will be largely done in Cape Town in one of the clinics that I've worked at for, I think, since 2015. And this is with a group of adolescents who I love so dearly, that we've worked with for a number of years. And we've been seeing these challenges, so it's time to begin to explore these issues.
Now, is the work you're doing going to discover how poor a person is or relative poverty, as opposed to some people who are less poverty-stricken, so to speak?
Yes. So, of course, we know that if we look at the poverty line in South Africa, majority, I think 54% of the population live below the poverty line. And, of course, this is even harder for a person who is HIV positive. So what I'm going to be looking at is definitely to look at, if you're poor below the poverty line, how can we, first of all, describe over and above the poverty line, how can we describe what does poverty mean for you? It could mean a whole range of things. So I will be disaggregating who is poor, how do they describe their poverty, and then linking that with what proportion of non-adherence to behavior is explained by poverty.
This is really important because, like you said, people living in the townships or in the massive areas. So it's when you say 54% of I would actually think it was almost more than that, because when you look at those vast areas that are people that are living like I wouldn't want to live. And it's not right. And so let me ask you another question, because it's really important to know this. What are we doing about changing that, so people can live in better circumstances? I mean, it's important to have the answer to your question, but it's also important to say, okay, so we really do need to improve the quality of life.
This is a very amazing question that you ask. I feel like at the moment, we're really not doing much. And really that was, for me, the beginning of this question as well. We know that HIV/AIDS is a social disease. And for us to be able to begin to tackle it as a social disease, we need to be engaging in structural interventions that directly target poverty. And when you speak about poverty, people say, well, this is a government issue. We cannot be, but we need to be able to provide at least evidence that suggests that if you provide this intervention, it will work, and then we can begin to think about implementation, we can begin to think about then what else can be done.
Improvements,
Yes, so the first port of call is to generate evidence-based information to be able to say this is actually what we need to be doing, and it does work, and we can implement it and probably eventually scale it up.
We've attended South Africa several times over the course of the history of IAS meetings, and I almost feel like we ought to go back there again in 2020.
Yes.
And there's this upswell of people saying I guess I fear more than anything with the president we have. He could make a
Yes.
decision to do something crazy
Right.
and upset the whole conference.
Right,
So
right.
I think your government's more stable than ours at this point. So I would put a bid in for that for sure.
That's
Because it's very accommodating. I've always
Yeah.
enjoyed the conferences there in Johannesburg or Cape Town. It's all really a great place to have a conference. So.
it's yeah.
But I more than anything, I really appreciate you being here to
Thank you.
kind of cover the work you're doing because
Yes.
I want to hear the answers to those questions.
I'm so excited about this.
So you
I
let
cannot
you
wait
let
to
me
begin.
know.
Yes.
And we'll get you back on the
Okay.
camera.
Okay. Fantastic.
Thank you very much so much.
Thank you. Thank you very much.